kind of hard. Like on these things, you know, you kind of have to warm up into it, you know, until you like get comfortable, and then you can start actually talking about the real shit. Let's see. I love Sega Bodega. How does it feel to work with Alice? It feels incredible. Like, literally legendary. Like, Alice has been such a huge inspiration to me, like, since I was, you know, like, what, like 14 or I don't know, something like that. Um, and yeah, just like, it's, it's crazy. Love Shy Girl. Would I ever collab with Adele? I mean, okay, like if somebody that large asked you to collab, you know, it's like, I mean, also like what would that sound like? That would be kind of interesting. Um, I don't know anything about her though. I am not really listening to music. If she's done anything, you know, bad, I don't know about it. So, why did I choose Positions to Cover by Ariana Grande? Well, the reason I chose that song is it's a great song. Um, I think it was Count Baldor was like, you should cut. No, actually, because a few months prior to that, Count Baldor was like, we should try to make a song like Positions. So we wrote like a couple of songs over Zoom that were like, we were like trying to make it like Positions vibe. But, and then, so like that'd been on my mind. And then I was like, I want to do this trad wife, trad girl cosplay thing. And I want to do a cover song. What should I do? And then I was like, well, I want it to be like this religious thing. And then I was like, ooh, what if it was Positions? Or maybe it was Weston's idea. I can't remember. It might have been Weston's idea that it would be like religious positions that you pray in. It was something like that. And so that's why I chose Positions. I was like, oh, that's kind of cool. Like these like different prayer positions, you know? Okay, we got 8 more minutes here. Just trying to scroll through the comments, but it's going by quickly. Yes, trash catalog, definitely. Personally, I think mainstream media uses celebrity puff pieces to hide incriminating stories during prime time. Absolutely. But it's just kind of weird because it's like really sus. It's like, why are you guys going on this long uh about Adele? Oh, Lynn's art. That's a great one. Okay, you should talk about the government political context of Iron Fist. Yeah, so basically I'd had that phrase written down, Iron Fist. We made this song, the original song was made by me and Clarence Clarity and Umru and Count Baldor and Mood Killer at one of my like Las Vegas writing camps in 2020, like early 2020, January. Yeah, I had that phrase written down for a really long time, and you know the phrase "iron fist" is like to rule with an iron fist, like at like absolute like authoritarian, totalitarian rule, show no mercy, like you know, like I don't know, the big government's fist like banging on a table or whatever, like smashing you is kind of like what the imagery comes to mind for me. So I was kind of like, that is like okay, like that's you know, I think I've always been interested in mixing like finding the like psychological and like sexual nature to something that's political. I've always been interested in understanding like why people believe what they believe and what draws people to certain belief systems, and um you know, basically that like that's like that like the idea that somebody would find that hot, like that form of like government power or something like arousing in some way, that it's like this like BDSM like dom sub situation, was like kind of the original inspo for it. And I think, yeah, just like power dynamics and stuff in general, and how those are like embedded in our psyche, and how they play out in, yeah, politics and everyday life, and also just like regular things, but they're also something that's very like instinctual and like animal. And people talk about like alpha, beta, sigma, in terms of like animal hierarchies and things like that. It's very fascinating to me. So yeah, and I think with the my agenda theme, it was kind of like thinking about somebody like from the perspective, it's like a mix of things. My songs are always like from a mix of perspectives. So on the one hand, it's like me thinking like somebody that would be like basically have like chaos, and they see chaos in the world and chaos in their own life, and they're turned on by the idea of like this really intense, you know, totalitarian government rule, or rule by some other party. It doesn't even have to be, you know, necessarily like government. You could be have that kind of like those kind of constraints placed on you by a corporation, etc., some other entity. And there's that, and then also just like exploring the human side of like the like BDSM, like sexual element and stuff. I find very fascinating. Requests. What is this? Oh, no, wait. Requests? Am I sending? Rebecca, did you request? Or that's just like asking me to request into you? Wait, did Rebecca say hi? Wait. Let me see. I'll send you a request. And if you don't want to do it, you don't have to do it. But I don't know. I don't know if I can't tell what's going on. Okay. I don't know what this. Okay. Hey.
Thank you so much for accepting me.
But hey, oh my God, hi. Wow.
We don't mean to crash your live.
In the chat. Wow, we got all the musical icons in one. Price. Are you all working on music?
No.
Just vibing?
Never. Yeah, no, we're working on music. Yeah.
Okay. I was like, oh wow. Simply vibing? I don't believe it.
Simply vibing. We love it. Congrats on the remix release.
Hey.
I know you're doing something with Alice Glass. I don't want to crash this live too much.
No, we talked for a really long time, and then I don't know what happened.
Oh, you did?
Yeah, we already kind of finished it, but she wasn't able to. I don't know if she was like in the woods, and then it crashed. But you know, hey, but you know, convenient you popped in on account of the fact that speaking of a remix is coming out.
Yes. When is it coming out? Do we know?
I'll text you. I think it's.
Okay. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to put you on the spot. No, I'm so excited for it to drop.
So maybe the 28th.
Okay, we'll find out. Everyone stay tuned.
Yeah.
I'm so excited. It's so good. It's so good.
I know. I'm very stoked. Yeah. So anyone gotta be aware of that. Just not only me and Rebecca, but a little guy named the Joker might have to do something with it.
We got the Joker, we got Bog, we got Savage Gas, but we got some crazy stuff.
Wow. And maybe
and
maybe I'm seeing you guys tomorrow. Maybe.
Are you going line dancing?
You going to that thing? I'll text you. I'm freaking.
Okay. Cool.
Good to see y'all.
Good to see you. Maybe I'll see you tomorrow. Maybe we'll see you
tomorrow.
Okay.
Okay.
See you tomorrow. Love you. Bye.
Love you. Bye.
Absolutely legendary. Simply vibing. So where were we? So we're talking about the political and situation of okay, let's see. Wait. I'm gonna look at some questions. I got 2 minutes here. Guys, 2 minutes. Okay, I'm gonna scroll to the bottom of these questions. I know, I'm gonna do more of these. Oh, what do you guys got planned on Halloween? I mean, in LA, Heaven is doing a party. Okay, let's see. I want everybody to wear their fursuit to my show, but the thing is, I'm a little worried about people passing out from like heat exhaustion. And also, I feel like I'm gonna ask people to wear masks to my show. Also, in addition to vax cards, you have to have vax cards, fursuit, and mask. Okay, I'm looking at some questions. Somebody says, Dorian Electra says, in terms of the ambiguity between camp and cringe, do you make an effort to make your level of self-awareness transparent, or do you like to make it ambiguous? I mean, I'll just say sometimes it's ambiguous to me. I think that's part of the fun of it, is that I like to push myself so fucking far that I am unaware of the line of this is, like on purpose, fake, camp, whatever. And this is, like this is a parody and this is like sincere. Like I think there's something really like intoxicating about that. And it can also be bad too, where like you totally lose yourself in irony and like you don't know what you believe, especially when it comes to politics and stuff like that. Why is your music so judgmental? That's interesting. I'd actually like to hear more about. Well, I'm judging you for asking that question. Just kidding. No, I'm actually very interested. Like what you mean when you say judgmental. That is Benj Mallet. Yeah, I want to know. What you mean by judgmental. I mean, I definitely maybe like I am critical of a lot of things in the music, so maybe that's part of what you're maybe that's part of what you're talking about. Like I do like to be critical of a lot of things, but I also like to celebrate a lot of things, but also judgmental. But I mean, that's not like incorrect necessarily. I'm waiting for the answer of wait, Chester's here? I didn't see no Chester. Where's Chester? Where's that Chester at? Okay, I'm looking for the judgmental. Yeah, judgmental. Are we gonna get kink music? Did you listen to some of this shit? Kink? What kink? Oh, I'm being judgmental? That's my kink. Don't kink shame me. No, I'm kidding. My music is judge, jury, and executioner. Damn, y'all are dropping these heavy things, but my mind is open. I'm like, this is an intervention right now. Where's Alice Glass? Unfortunately, I don't know. Maybe Alice's phone died. We're trying to get her back in here. Oh, Chester asked what irony was. When you find that out, please call me immediately. Please break down the door to my house, Chester, when you find that out. Okay. What's up with the haters? No. See, I actually don't think that's being hateful or hate. I don't think that's being a hater. Like, I love it when people probe deeply into the questions and stuff. You know, because I like to go there. I like the people actually interested in like the music and like whatever. Like I really want to know what this person means by judgmental though. I'm very interested, but I'm not seeing any. Maybe they already left the thing. But yeah, I don't know. Sometimes I find it hard. I'm like trying to work on new music now, and I find it hard. I find it hard to make music sometimes, and particularly right now because I'm like, gosh, I put myself in this situation where I'm like, all my songs like have to be about something, like some concept or something like that, which I love, but it's hard to like I can't just make like it's like imagine if like I made a song that was just about like being in love. Like that's a normal thing for most people, but I'm like, I could never. I mean, maybe I could, but it'd be weird, and it wouldn't feel like me or something. But unless it had my own vibe, you know. Oh, hey, Alice, a different Alice, Alice Long You Go, with the High King. What up? Stream Alice's new EP, cause it's hitting AF, and go see Alice open for Rebecca Black on tour. That's gonna be hitting. So Trash Catalog says it can be very gratifying to make a song about nothing TBH. I'm sure it can be very gratifying. I know I miss you too. I'm sure it can be very gratifying, but I think I need to unlock something in my mind because I think I think my biggest problem that I'm trying to overcome right now with making music is that I am very self-aware to a point that can be a little crippling where it's like hard for me to open up, you know, and be like, it's hard for me to be like, I definitely put a lot of emotion into my music that is very real, but sometimes I have to like inhabit a character or something like that in order to like access those genuine emotions. And I feel like I could never be like, you know, I could never be like, okay, I'll just say this. Sometimes authentic music is another form of like cosplay. It's like putting on a thing that sounds like this deep, like personal thing. And like that is another form of like playing a character basically. So, you know, that's just one mode of doing that. So like, but I do feel, oh, thank you, Shop. I know you gotta let us in. I know. Yeah, it's true. But it's hard to like, because I guess part of it too, this is a real thing. Sometimes I'm like, who the fuck wants to hear me talk about, oh, like, you know, this, you know, like, okay, like, yeah, I'm dealing with some anxiety and trying to find a good work-life balance, and you know, I was having health issues and things with my voice, And like there's like, but I'm like, okay. I mean, no, I guess somebody'd be like, well, that's interesting. We want to hear about it. But there's other stuff where I'm like, okay, so I'm like, I've had a hard time motivating myself to take a shower. Been lazy about that. Or cleaning my room. A lot of anxiety about like cleaning my damn room. I'm like, did anybody really want to hear about that? Maybe. I don't know. I'd rather talk about like, but I mean, it all comes out in the music. But you know what I mean? Like, yeah. Somebody says we're always finding ourselves. Okay, did this person say the thing about, because somebody said, oh, thank you for asking if you can call me mommy or daddy. Honestly, it depends. You really call me both. I don't mind. I appreciate that. Somebody said the thing about, I want to know, because someone said like my music's very judgmental. And I was like, oh, interesting. Because a lot of people would say like, oh, actually it's, it's accepting, it's open. But I like this. I'm interested in this other narrative because I feel like it's very critical, but I'm like, okay, I want to know more what that person meant, but they might be gone. So wonder why you would rather talk about party stuff, says somebody. I'm not sure I fully understand that, but oh, okay, Benji Mallet. Oh, just frustrated by some Benj Mallet. Sven J. Mallet, maybe that's what it is. So many questions, struggling to reply. Not a hater, just frustrated by some lyrics. Career boy. Oh, interesting. Yeah, no, we can talk about that. I'm totally. I didn't think you were a hater. I appreciate it when someone wants to probe deeper. Like I'm like, you care about listening to some song I made. Like that's literally how I feel. So I appreciate it. Okay. I'm sorry. I'm scrolling through the comments. It's gonna take a second. Showing up in a sheen, is that how you pronounce it, bikini at your show? A sheen bikini and a mask? Call it a damn day. Are you a homosexual? I mean, that term is so interesting because, it means like, I guess it's like homo means same or whatever. So like in that sense, like it's, somebody might say, oh, it's restrictive because whatever. But I think, and then the term was like kind of came about in like, I guess late 1800s, early 1900s. Maybe there's like maybe somebody else has more of the specific date, but it was a clinical term, like psychiatric clinical term. There's like a disorder basically, but like the Greeks didn't have that word. Even like when people had those kinds of relationships in like the Middle Ages and things, like it wasn't like homosexuality was banned because they didn't have that concept of it, and also like it wasn't like an identity. Like now it's like it was just more about like the acts that you did. So in like the Middle Ages, for example, I'm just gonna go off on this tangent because I find it interesting. Maybe you will too. Basically, like in the Middle Ages, it used to be like you could do a homosexual act, like two people, like two like, ladies in the court, like doing something, whatever, or two men doing something sexual, but it was just seen as another form of basically like non-reproductive sex, which that was seen as immoral. So that included like anything like, masturbation or, like basically sodomy was anything that was not for reproductive purposes, any kind of sexual activity. And also for a long time, people didn't consider anything that wasn't like, I'm talking about the history of sexuality, so if anybody doesn't like that, you might want to not listen, but I'm talking some educational history lesson right now. Okay, give those people a chance to get the heck out if they don't want to hear this educational thing. Anyway, okay, here we go. So basically, anything that wasn't considered, for a lot of human history in like Western civilization, like the Greeks and stuff didn't consider not anything that was not penetrative to be sex. So they'd be like, like on the, like the isle of Lesbos, with Sappho and these people doing all this rubbing up on each other and things. That's not sex because nothing's going into something else, is how they perceived it, even into like the Victorian era and stuff like that. And yeah, it's very interesting. The whole history of sexuality is fascinating. I think I gotta go soon because my voice is starting to feel tense. It's like really dry and stuff right now. but I really want to do this again soon because I really like talking to y'all. And I think I've been wanting to be like, should I start a Twitch thing? But kind of seems like a lot of work, whereas this is like no work at all. But it'd be cool to like be able to watch videos with you guys and like learn. I just want to go and do some research on like historical stuff, or like look up anything that we're like, oh, we're curious about this, let's Google it and see what Wikipedia has to say. I feel like that'd be hitting. So I don't know. Maybe I'll do that. My computer's really old though, so I don't know if it is able to do live streaming, honestly, because I can't download that app that allows you to do the live streaming. So I'm gonna see. But yeah, that would be fun as heck. And thank you guys for sticking around. And hi Tyler, and if you have any other ideas of like stuff that you'd want to talk about or like learn about together and stuff like that, I'd love to do that, because sometimes I do these Instagram lives and I'm just like, God, it's so boring. Like, you know what I mean? Or like, where it's like it takes a minute to just get into the actually interesting stuff, because it's like sometimes it's just like, I don't know, going through the motions of it. It's like I'd rather just go right into it. I have such a short attention span that like anybody that's actually like been here, hi English Hammer, anybody that's actually been here for a minute, I'm like, man, if y'all sat through some of the boring shit earlier, getting warmed up, exactly. I'm trying to go in on that history shit, in on that, exactly, trying to, understand the real definition of neoliberalism. We're really trying to let's go fucking crazy on it. Let's get into it. Western, exactly. Okay, here's a question. Hegemony. I've heard somebody say, I think that's how you say it. I would say it like that. People say, no. You don't say hegemony. Hegemony. Sounds like a beautiful name. Imagine naming your child I know somebody named Gemini, actually, is why. Short for hegemony. That's a crazy name. Bro, the edibles just kicked in. Oh. I've passed out on an edible before. Okay, somebody says, I messaged you. I can't get my dumb thoughts across on this. Okay, thank you. I will try to, if I can find it, I will try to read it because I'm curious. But I really want to keep talking to y'all, but my voice is just so fucking this. But maybe in a few hours, like I'm gonna just take a little break. I might be back in a few hours. Maybe do a little bit of this tomorrow. But I know I don't want to leave, but I got to give this voice a rest. But anyway, okay, see y'all later. Bye.